if you think about the millennial generation and our current generation, we are so ingrained on this, right? So your perspective is, we have the saying that your perspective is as big as the screen that you spend the most time on. So if your face is buried on this screen right here, then guess how big your perspective is going to be when it comes to the things of God or just outlook on life. It's going to be this big. When you actually put this down and take a look around, there's a whole lot more to it. And that's what we really want to also get across is, people have such a limited perspective on who they think God is.
Yes.
What they've been told about who God is, or even maybe whether or not they believe what they've been told who God is. And, we're here to set the record straight. We kind of joke, it's funny, but not. But, if God were to come back here as a person right now, as someone else, he'd be suing for defamation of character and would probably win quite a bit of money in court because there have been so many false narratives,
yes,
lies, misrepresentations spoken about him. And I think the essence, the very beginning of understanding who you are and your purpose as a game changer is really to get an accurate and true picture of who God is. Because once you understand who God is, then you understand who you are, why you're here, and then what you're called to do. Because right now, Matt, you and I know you can attest to this. What we've seen a lot in our culture, man, is there are just a lot of people who define their purpose, who define their identity based off of how many followers they have, what their filters look like, what kind of hustle they're doing, or they just want to identify with the current trend or movement of the time. And guys, there is so much more, not only to life, but there's so much more to your purpose than simply off of something that's trending or something that is very temporary, such as the car that you drive or the money that you make. What we got to understand is, and this may be completely foreign to you, but what we have to understand is there is an eternity that exists outside of the natural realm. And the things that we do are going to add up to where we end up in eternity. Mm-hmm. And I know for some of you, this may be a foreign concept because there is a narrative going around that says, oh, you just die. Or, I'm just here to get mine, and then when I'm done, I'm done. And that couldn't be further from the truth. You were brought here on this earth for a purpose because you were paid for with a price. And guess what? That price is going to cost you, depending on what you do while you have your time here on this earth. And ultimately, that will determine where you go, whether that's heaven, because you decided to follow the things of God and live for God 100%, or hell, yes, a very literal hell, because you decided to rebel or you decided to ignore what we're trying to say. Because now that you have been watching and maybe you didn't know, now you know. It's funny because I know a lot of people end up saying, well, or they make the excuse, well, how can someone be saved if they don't know? And my thought to that immediately is, man, Matt, how many billboards and advertisements and commercials do you see where there's at least something about Jesus? So know.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. There's not going to be an excuse, and that actually says that in the Bible. And so what we want to do is we want to prevent as much as possible from you being able to make that excuse. We want to give you the truth, and we're not here to convince you. That's the Holy Spirit's job. But we are going to come at you and challenge your perspective with biblical truth because we want you to operate in who you were originally called to be and thrive in that.